Hello, and thank you everyone to be here. I am really happy to share a little bit about my journey. And first of all, I also would like to thank Sapphire and all the work that the data science that she does and the other girls do in Women Who Code Data Sciences. So I have been following the community for a while, and I was always wondering if I could share something. And today, so thank you for hosting this today, Sapphire. And well, just to explain why I put the title as 101. The idea here is just to share, it's a lightning talk, just to share a little bit about my journey and how I became a data engineer. And I will talk about not only technical skills, but also some perspectives that I have and I want to share. So the outline here, I will speak briefly about what is data engineering in case someone doesn't know. My learning path, really oversimplify it, and then sharing some perspectives. So I hope you enjoy. So I brought here this hierarchy of needs when you work with data or when you research something related to data. I think you already found this picture, and I like it because I think it gathered together, it puts together all the flow that data has to go until we can build a machine learning model. So data engineer is more about the base of this triangle. Like the responsibilities of data engineer are more in the base of this triangle. So here I listed some of them. For example, data engineers are responsible to build data pipelines, to manage this workflow, and also monitor if we have some failure and then take some action about it. We are also involved in deployment, automated deployment of applications that deal with data. And in the last years, we have also looked at data governance and data management. It's really important too when you work with data, and also data storage. Here is a list, and if you see, there is the responsibilities of a data engineer. They can vary between companies. Like for some companies, you can also see that data engineers build dashboards and apply business context to the data. So the responsibilities, they have a range, and it depends. It's not fixed. At least this is just some examples, some core responsibilities for a data engineer. And I brought this picture here because I think when I started to study, I entered the technology field as a data analyst. And I always saw this and I felt so overwhelmed because there is a lot of technologies, concepts, tools. And I always have this feeling that I couldn't learn all that I need. So sometimes I felt really overwhelmed about it. And this is one of the topics that I want to talk about it today. So my journey, this picture is the idea is to represent, because this is what I feel it's really amazing about technology. You do not necessarily have to have a background in computer science. I am a biologist, and I worked with data, with research. So it was like tools that I had in my toolbox, and then I just changed the context where I'm applying them. So I really think that, especially in the data area, there's people from all over, so with a lot of backgrounds. I think it's really amazing this. So here I have an oversimplified learning path. I just put some topics, like the idea here is more to show that the first time I had contact with these concepts or tools or frameworks. So before 2018, I was a biologist, and I always did research about ecological context using modeling. So I already have like this background to do experiments and try to solve problems with data, but it was another context. So in this year, I changed my career, and I started to work as a data analyst in a tech company. This was my first job. And then I worked also as a data scientist. And finally, this year, I got a job as a data engineer. I started, for me, it was easier to start as a data analyst, because I already have some skills that allowed me to find a job in the field. And after that, I like to continuously improve my skills to develop my career. So this doesn't mean that, like, I put this box here with some Git, Python, for example, but I think this is a good start for someone who is looking to change, to start a job as a data engineer. I think that Git, Python, Linux, they are skills that you need to get a job, and then you can continually growing these skills. So as I said before, it's like I see it like my toolbox. So every time, every day, I learn a tool, and I will populating I'm populating my toolbox to a long time. So it doesn't mean that today I don't study Python anymore. I do, but it's like more focus on how I can write better code, clean code. So it's not that I don't study it anymore. It's just that I am continuously improving my skills. And I didn't enter into much details here, because I think it's a lot of tools to talk about, just to talk about them separately. But if you want to know more, you can contact me, and we can discuss more specific. So, and I think that not only of technical skills a data engineer is made of, and here I made a list of some of them that I think it's really important to develop, and communication is one of them. Sometimes you think, oh, I will work with code, so I don't need to develop my communication, but I don't agree with this. I think you have to practice your communication, because you work with your peers, and you need to be able to speak clearly what are, for example, a doubt that you have, or any problem you are facing. So communication, I think it's very important. Also, when you need to speak with someone from the business. Empathy, I think it's another one that's very important. I feel like I'm a really lucky person during since I entered the technology area. I met a lot of wonderful people who always was really willing to help me, and I hope that I can contribute also with this, with people that are entering the area. And critical thinking, I also think it's important. And sometimes we are just doing tasks, dealing with deadlines, and we don't stop to think about what we are doing. Does it has value? Which is the value? So it's really important. And finally, business value. I think that these links, they are all connected. So you have to have critical thinking and be clear of the business value of your work. So it doesn't make sense, to like build a pipeline and ingest data that no one will use. What is the value? So I think all these things are connected. And finally, sharing some perspectives. The idea here is, I think it's really important for us to develop our technical skills a long time. And I see it as before I was a data analyst, a data engineer, I was at the academic. So I thought that I knew that I will have to study during all my life. But when I entered the tech area, I saw that I will have to study a lot more, because there is always new tools, new concepts, new things to learn. And this is also linked to that picture that I brought, because sometimes I felt so overwhelmed and anxious that it kind of stopped me, and I couldn't see if I was improving. And I felt really bad about it. It happens today, but the idea here of this perspectives is to share a little bit of what I do besides studying technical stuff, how I deal with it on a daily basis. So one of them is get involved in a community. I think it's really important, especially when you are starting in this area. I was so impressed with the community in a meetup. I didn't know it exists when I was a biologist, and I feel that is really good. It's a safe place where you can share your knowledge, even it's not deep and you are professional. You are, at least my experience is that I was welcome in all the communities I participated, and it helped me a lot. Also events, whenever you can participate in events that are related to the area you want, if you can join and participate, connect with people. My first job, it resulted from a connection that I made during an event. So I think it's really important. Do a side project. I know I see a lot of posts saying that you have to have a portfolio, the perfect portfolio. I don't have one. I wish I had, but I don't. I had some side projects, although, and they really helped me to learn new things, and they also lead me to present them. I have one in my GitHub. Then if you want to look, it's simple, but it was something that I was really interested to know more about. So I was really engaged in doing it in my free time. And celebrate the small wins. I think this one is also very important. I do this more often now. But when I started, I remember that I had a lot of problem to accept that when you work with computer science, you will deal with bugs and errors every day. So I was kind of, I didn't like it. And now I see it from another perspective. I really like to see, for example, once I got stuck in a task like for almost 3 days. And when I got it, we weren't working remote. And then I went to the bathroom and did a dance because I was really happy. So this gives me strength to follow along with times that are not so easy. So celebrate the small wins. This other one is really important too. Break a big problem in smaller pieces. I will give just an example. I had like last month, I think I had to do a task that involves some concepts and tools that I didn't work before. So it started to make me feel that I'm not able to do it, or that I couldn't deliver the task. So I stopped it, and then I said, no, let's do this. So I started resolving a small piece of it, and then I was building my knowledge above it. So until I could reach a point where I can do the task. So this is one thing that really helped me. And not yet. This slide is standing on the giant shoulders. There is these two books that I really like it, The Mindset from Carol Dweck and Emotional Intelligence by Danielle Goleman. There is also the link for a video where she talks about the not yet. And I think it's a good way to think about when you are learning something and you have some difficulty to progress in this learning. I think she said in his talk that we can think that, well, I'm not there yet, but I will be. So I think this is really helpful too. And take care of yourself. And this, I think this is the last one. Yeah, this is a really important one. When I changed my career, I was so, I knew I had to study a lot, to work a lot of things, to study a lot of things. And I was like working 8 hours a day, and by the night I was studying, and then on the weekends I was studying too. And it got a point when I was so tired that I couldn't learn anything. So, and this is something that I really have to like take care, because it's like 2 months ago I was like getting again in this path, just studying and working, but it's really important for you to separate a time, because it helps you. You think, oh, I'm not studying, I'm not learning, but that's not true. You have to give yourself this time to rest and get a fresh mind. And I think that in this last year with the pandemic, we got at home and lots of contents, and this made me feel even more overwhelmed. So this is a thing that I think we have to pay attention. And this is just some of the perspectives that I would like to share, because I think they help me to control this monster that is learning a new career in not such a long time, and to also help me to have fun with it, because it's a really cool job. I love being a data engineer, and this is what I would like to share with you guys, and have fun and enjoy the ride. And that's it. Thank you. And here are my mail, GitHub, LinkedIn, if you want to connect and change and talk about it, just let's connect. That's it.
Oh, Juliana, that was amazing. Thank you so much. It was so great to hear your story and sharing, your journey, how you got to where you are. And yeah, I think it was really interesting to see, your learning path as well. And yeah, it was just really inspiring to see how you got to where you are. And you shared a lot of like valuable lessons that you learned as well. And definitely taking care of yourself is so important. And yeah, this past year, a lot of us have realized, that, you have to put yourself first and make sure you're enjoying the journey. And yeah, I like the fact as well that you shared, the softer skills that's really important to learn too. So like for communication, empathy, and critical thinking, etc. Like, yeah, they're all super important as well. So yeah, sharing your perspectives, like I think that was great. And you can see that our participants have really enjoyed it as well. The chat is glowing at the minute. So we have, let me read out some of the messages we have here. So yeah, Olga said, thank you for sharing such an inspiring experience. Elsa said, thank you so much. Noran, yeah, thank you. We have a lot of people. Elsa said she went to the bathroom and danced. She can 100% relate to that. And Jolene is reading Mindset right now, and she said that she said, I appreciate your vulnerability and talking about challenges you faced and how you worked on overcoming them. Great job. And Olga said that she's relating so much to this. Laura said, brilliant to get that insight. Thanks a lot. Anna said, great presentation. Thank you. And we have a few more people. Gracia said, so inspiring. Thank you, Juliana. Lucas said, congrats. Ju. Yeah, and so many more messages are coming in. And someone just said, can you please can you display the slide that has the pyramid again? Are you able to show that slide for Tambi?
Yeah.
If anyone wants to screenshot that slide if they want as well.
Okay. Yeah, I can also share the presentation if they want.
Yeah, that'd be great. If you can send it over to me in Slack, then I can share it with the community and tag everyone in it, like tag channel, so everyone can get a notification. Yeah, thank you. Let's see what else we have in the chat here. Yep, a lot of messages. Thanks so much, everyone, for sharing all of your thoughts. Thanks for thanking our speaker today, Juliana. We do have a few questions here. Let's see. We have a question from, it's an anonymous question. How can you get experience in some of these areas, such as building data pipelines and deploying machine learning models outside of a professional or work environment?
Yeah, this is a good question, because building data pipelines involves like some cost, yeah. So I think you can do like a side project. For example, I will give an example. I think it will be easier. The side project that I talk about, I built a pipeline. It was a simple one. I just like read a CSV file and then did some transformation and save again in a bucket in cloud vendors. So I think you can experiment like little things, and then when you get the chance to work, they just scale. So you start with a small, but you can understand, all the steps that you need to have, and then you are going to improving it and growing it along your work. So this is what I think you can do.
Thank you. And then we have another question here from Annie. She wants to know what resource, such as websites, boot camps, online classes, do you use to learn data engineering topics?
Yeah, well, I have a lot of, I use a lot of, I did a paid course about data engineer, but I also have, I think today we have a lot of free content. I have some links not here at my hand, but I can, I don't know, Annie, if you want to send, get in touch with me and I can send you like a list. I have something prepared, and that websites and online classes, free online classes, like for example, Python, I am doing I am gathering this information together, and I can give it to you and to anyone else.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you, Juliana. And everyone, if Juliana's on Slack as well, so if you want to send her a question, you can ask her there if that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. And we've just time for one more question before we wrap up, but let's see. Marisa wants to know, what would you say the core difference between software engineering and data engineering is for those people that don't know?
The core between data analyst and data engineer?
Software engineering and data engineering.
Well, software engineer and data engineer. Well, I think in the last, the main differences, I think it's more, a data engineer is more focused on building applications related to data. And I think software engineer is a little bit broader. So you can also work with data engineer.
Perfect. And I know I said it was the last question, but yeah, this is the last question. We have so many questions, which is great. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, we have one from Laurie. She said, "Thank you, Juliana, for sharing your story. Can you talk in more detail about how you transitioned to data engineering? Did you learn what you needed to know to be a data engineer completely by yourself? Or did you start taking on more data engineering responsibilities at your previous company when you were a data analyst? She'd love to know why you decided to become a data engineer." Thank you.
It's a big question. Okay, how I transitioned? Yeah, I think that my first experience as a data analyst, it gave me a lot of opportunity to work with data engineers. So it was when I discovered this area. And the other one, did you learn what you needed to know to be a data engineer? No, not at all. I took a paid course, but I also studied a lot by myself, researching websites and posts, and a lot of documentation also helped me. And did you start taking yeah, I did. I take a lot of responsibilities, and I think that the projects where I was inserted gave me for example, I was in a machine learning project, and I needed to gather all the data to feed the model. So I had to build a pipeline and gather data from CSV files, from an ERP system. And then I started to work. I think that this was the starting of my career as a data engineer.
Thank you.
I think that's
it. So some of these questions here haven't been answered, but Juliana, I'm going to send you them across, and if you want to answer them, I can send out the answers then afterwards on Slack along with the slides. So for all those questions didn't get answered.
Yeah, I can answer them, yes, of course.
Well, thank you. And yeah, I'm just going to start sharing the finishing slides then for today, but thank you everyone for all of your questions and being amazing participants today. And again, a big massive thank you, Juliana, for sharing your knowledge and about your career journey. And it was just really inspiring to hear from you as well, because we haven't had a career talk like this in a while on the track, and it's really good to see. And like people like you, it's just so inspiring to see how you got to where you are. So no, thank you so much for volunteering.
Thank you.
The recording for this event will be available in the next few weeks. So once it's available, we'll also share it in the chat as well, in Slack, sorry. Yep. So upcoming events for data science track, we have Bites and Brew, which is next week, 17th of August. And we are hosting this at 2 different times, 3 a.m. and 12 p.m. EST. So it suits our members from all over the world, so they can attend whichever one fits for their time zone. So we're going to be discussing women in finance. So we're going to discuss the historical, cultural, and societal norms around women and money. And we have shared a few videos, if you can see this in Slack, and also in the event description, of some videos to watch beforehand so we can discuss them. But yeah, Bites and Brew is a great event because you make connections with the Women in Code community, and it's just really, really nice and friendly environment. And Ranjan here has been coming to our Bites and Brews for I don't know how long now, and she's helped us host many of these events as well. And Ranjan, what do you think about Bites and Brews? Isn't it a really good event?
Yeah, I think it's very important for us to evolve as a person, as a personality. It gives us everybody a sense of being into the community, belonging to the community, and helping each other out, talking to everyone. And yeah, it will definitely help you to enhance your personality, to work on your communication skills. So it's a very good place to be in.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see some new people there next week. So if you want to register for this event, you can find it at womenecode.com/data science/events. And we'd love to meet you. It's going to be like a meeting style event. So like basically like this picture here. So we're all in a meeting and we just get to chat and get to know each other and discuss women in finance. So we're going to be picking a different topic every month. So this is an interesting topic that's really important for women to talk about. So yeah, we're looking forward to see new people there. And another event that we have coming up on the 19th of August is with Sneha, and she's going to be discussing small steps with AI. And she'll explain the basic difference between AI, data science, machine learning, and deep learning. And she will dive into the history of AI and how we had 2 gold winners. And you can also register for this event at womenecode.com/data science/events. And we have Connect India coming up, which is a virtual online conference, and it's on the 27th of August and the 3rd of September. And you can register at india.womenecode.dev, and we're going to have a lot of speakers from India, and it's going to be in Hopin, and they're going to be sharing their knowledge, and it's going to be an awesome event. If you've ever been to a Connect event before, it's going to be very similar to that, only it's going to be in India, but anyone can join from all over the world. So we hope to see you there as well. And you can follow us on our social media accounts. We have a Twitter account at Women in Code Data. We have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram page, and we also have a LinkedIn as well. And if you want to send us an email or interested in finding out more about the tracks, or want to volunteer, you can email us at datascience@womenecode.com, and you can register for events and join our community at womenecode.com/data science. And yeah, you can join our Slack as well. So Ranjan put our Slack link into the chat at the start of this event. You can join there, and yeah, there's a registration link to join our Slack where I will be sharing today's slides and also questions that we didn't get answered for Juliana. And yeah, and we post all of our upcoming events there as well. So thank you everyone for being amazing participants today. And again, thank you, Juliana, for volunteering today and speaking to us about your journey. And it's just very inspiring. So thank you. And thanks, John, for volunteering and being an amazing chat moderator as well. We couldn't do it without you. So thank you.
Thank you, Juliana. It was really great. I enjoyed it.
Nice. Thank you.
Thanks, Sapphire.
Thanks, everyone. Have a lovely day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.